In other Diddy news, the father of the late Kim Porter, Jake Porter, recently shared his thoughts on the footage of Diddy assaulting Cassie in a hotel hallway. Jake told Rolling Stone, "You can say I was disgusted with the video, and I wouldn't treat my enemy like that. It was despicable. I couldn't believe it. I was in Vietnam, and I wouldn't do that to my enemy." Jake also stated that he never witnessed Diddy assault Kim to that extent, but wondered what in fact took place behind closed doors. Wow. Al, what are your thoughts?
So I have mixed reviews or thoughts on this. I think I definitely acknowledge and appreciate how he acknowledged the severity of what he did to that young lady. I love the way he denounced that and said that that was beyond and beneath anything that he's ever seen. However, I just don't understand how Diddy and Kim have been together, for almost 30 years. And even outside people have heard the rumblings around how he used to treat Kim. So I'm just trying to figure out, how did he not hear that? And how did no one in the community bring that to him? So that's my only question there. But I do like the fact that he said, absolutely, that behavior is disgusting. He denounces it, and nobody should be treated like that, even their worst enemy.
Okay, Armand, what do you think?
Yeah, I feel like the father knows a little bit more than he's leading on, because he still also said in the interview, or when he was speaking out, that, Kim loved Diddy, but he wasn't sure if Diddy really loved her or if Diddy was capable of loving anybody, And so it seems like, and he also said that, she still loved him, and why she loved him, she couldn't live with him. So he knows something, like, why your daughter can't live with the man. If you know that your daughter loves the man, but you don't think that the man could really love your daughter, like, something. And he talked about how Diddy was mean and evil to a bunch of people. So it's like, a little bit more than you're leading on, but I feel like he might feel like Diddy has something to do with his daughter's death.
I kind of feel like he's stuck between a rock and a hard place, right? Because if he says he knew that all this time his daughter was being abused and you didn't say nothing till now, he gonna look crazy. And if he says he didn't know all the way, like, he's like, what? Were you not in your daughter's life? But I will say this, I also got to think about this stuff that we've all done, right? Like, do you guys tell your moms if you do drugs? Do you guys tell your mother and your parents or family members that if you've had sex acts that you would not want them to know? There's things that about us, well, I'm not gonna speak for y'all, but about me, my mother will never know things that have happened in my life. You know what I mean? Like, I've had relationships where there's been some major issues, and I didn't necessarily tell my mom. So I'm kind of torn. I'm like, I do think he knew something, but he cannot say I knew all along, because he would look crazy. Right?
I just always feel like with a dad, you hear the rumblings in the streets, and especially his whether he has golfing buddies or card buddies, probably asked him, because Diddy is very high profile. Kim that was a very high profile relationship. So I would just think that maybe if he heard rumblings, that maybe he would pull his daughter aside and just pull her coattail and say, "Hey, are you good?" Because a lot of people are talking to me about how sporadic his behavior is. That's what I was thinking when I was listening to the interview.
I hope that we get the answers, especially the family, more so the family than us, but I hope the family gets the answers so they can kind of like rest with this and be at peace at what actually really happened to Kim.